Still not got an intro, but let's just get straight into it. So the other day, I got a DM from someone on Instagram, and they said to me like, could I make like a 3 ways to style Dickies kind of video? I'm going to be using the 874s as the pair that I use to kind of like style the 3 different ways. 874s are really good pairs. They're like the most straight leg kind of pair. They're fairly wide at the bottom as well. They're mainly used by like people in like workwear, but a lot of people who skate or like the kind of workwear aesthetic, they'll kind of wear Dickies as well. But they're like probably one of the most common pairs. So kind of put these together in 3 sort of kind of basic but also kind of common ways to style them. So the first way that I put them together, obviously with the Converse. I put these with the high 70s that I've got. Obviously because a lot of people who skate, they wear them with Converse as well. So obviously it's one of the most sort of common ways to wear them. And I think it does really look quite good when you wear the Converse and the Dickies together. I think it's like a weird thing that because the Converse are so low profile and that like they're not really chunky shoes, they're not clunky at all, but the Dickies are really wide. It has this really nice contrast like when you wear them between the leg and then the shoe. And either with the high and the low, I think it looks good either way. Now my Dickies, as you can tell, they're like a little bit cropped, but I think obviously that's not a bad thing at all. Most of the time when people do wear them, they are rolled up anyway. So if you do get a pair and you don't take them up yourself, you can just roll them up and you'll basically get the same sort of look. But yeah, that's pretty much the way that these Converse sort of work with Dickies. It's really common, but I think it does look quite good. And personally, when I wear my Dickies, I do typically tend to wear them with my Converse. It's pretty easy to style as well because it's black on black. You can kind of like do whatever you want. Just like a white t-shirt, like any sort of jacket that you have. Pretty much anything will work with this, like grey hoodies, any sort of grey, pretty much anything you really have, it will go with this because it's so simple. But I just kind of try to keep it within that same sort of aesthetic of like just keeping it quite simple. Don't go too out there, like don't, like as you can see, like there's no point in going like a crazy jacket or anything like really out there because it is still pretty simple and you just want to kind of keep it like that, right? The second kind of pair of shoes that I put these with are my Clarks Wallabies. Now these are like my favorite pair of shoes for like a kind of smarter look, and it's kind of an atypical way of styling these Dickies. So what I did was I put these Dickies with the Wallabies, which first of all I think is a really nice kind of interaction. It looks sort of similar to the Converse in that like the way the leg fits and the way the shoe looks is sort of similar, like it's quite a low profile shoe. But I really like the sort of trouser shoe interaction, if you will, like the way the shoe kind of looks with the trousers. But obviously because these shoes are quite a bit smarter and obviously Dickies are like they have like a pleat in them, they do look like kind of smart trousers. I thought on the top half I kind of keep it smart as well, so I put it with like a white shirt. Obviously you can put your chains on if you want to as well, but just like a white shirt and then just like a nice jacket. Like you could totally wear something like this to dinner, like that's kind of the vibe I was going for. Just like something that if you wanted to kind of like level it up a little bit, if you didn't have like a lot of trousers in your wardrobe, you could go for something more versatile like these and you could actually wear this stuff to dinner or out and it wouldn't look crazy, if you get what I mean. But yeah, I really do like this look as well. You can obviously swap this shirt for a t-shirt or like a long sleeve shirt if you had one, or you can kind of put your own variation on it, but that's kind of where I'd go with it at the moment. And so the third pair of shoes that I'm gonna put these Dickies with, it's gotta be a white Air Force, just because these are so common to put these with. And it's really weird because there's not a lot of shoes that actually look good with the Dickies. So like, because they are so wide, you have to get shoes that sort of either complement that or like really go against that. And it's weird because a lot of shoes kind of fit into this weird sort of like middle area. Like if you have 98s, for example, like my 98s, they don't look quite as good with them because the Dickies are so like pointy and boxy, and the 98s are so sleek and slick. It just doesn't look right in my opinion. So that's why I put these with obviously like square shoes and just like kind of standard shoes like with the Converse and the Wallabies. And so it kind of makes sense as well to go with the Air Force, and that's quite big, quite boxy, quite a standard shoe with like a standard trouser. But I think even with the Air Force, it's kind of the same situation as with the Converse. But obviously because it's like white and black, you kind of do have like a little bit more sort of like freedom. You can go like your browns, if you had any beiges, any blues. I don't really have any colors in my wardrobe. It's just mainly black, white, grey and red. So I kind of can't really give you any examples of this, but yeah, I mean, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Because it's such a simple trouser, it kind of gives you that kind of like minimalist sort of vibe. Like a lot of people are going for that kind of look at the moment. Look, you could even put like a trench coat with this if you had one, or just like you know, like a hoodie and a trench coat, or just like a long coat, or just like a puffer jacket if you had one as well. Just something to keep it like kind of simple, but just let the jacket kind of do the talking. And these trousers won't really look out of place. So obviously with a pair of Air Force, you're coming up to summer. I just put this with a white t-shirt and my Carhartt vest, and it still kind of looks in place. Like, it doesn't look too out there, even though the vest is like a little bit kind of out there. The trousers kind of just fit in this nice middle spot where you can kind of go one way or go the other way, and it still looks totally fine. But yeah, that's basically the video. It's just kind of 3 ways to style these, and I think each way does look quite good. Personally, I kind of really like the second way, just because I don't really have a lot of smart trousers in my wardrobe, so obviously to use these in that sort of way is obviously really handy. But yeah, that's kind of basically the whole video. Like always, if you liked it, like it. If you want to comment, and if you want to subscribe, please subscribe. New videos coming every Sunday, 8 p.m.